Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're a new subby, you're welcome to this channel. Thank you for watching this video, and for all subscribers, thank you guys for always coming back to watch my videos. I love you all so much. On today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you all how to make an auto gele, and the items we'll be needing are your Aso'oke, your scissors, your measuring tape, your pins, thread and needle, your sewing machine, and I'll be using two colors of Aso'oke. One has a gold touch on it and the other is just plain red. So let's get started. So I'll be measuring my base gele right now. I'm just going to cut out my base gele, and the width that I'll be using for this is 16 inches, while the length is 32 inches. So I'm just going to mark that part out right now and then cut it out. So like I said, the width is 16 inches while the length is 32 inches, and this is going to serve as my base gele. So I'm going to fold it this way so that the edge of this Aso'oke will not be rough. I'm just going to fold it. Thereafter, I'll start making my pleats. So once you're done making your pleats, this is what it should look like. I'm still going to cut out my Aso'oke again and then fold it into two like this. This is going to serve as my hook. This is what will enable me knot the gele at the back, and I'll measure 9 inches as length and 6 inches as width. You can actually make yours longer. It all depends on what you want. So I'm going to cut that part out and then cut it at the middle so that it gives me two equal halves. At this point, I'll pick up my base gele and then iron the pleats. I don't want the pins to interfere when I'm sewing the pleats with my machine, so I'm just going to remove the pins. Once you're done doing that, you want to make sure that you take your base gele to your machine and then start sewing. So I'm just sewing my first fold. After sewing the first fold, I'm going to place my second fold on top the first fold stitch line and then just sew it. So I'm going to do the same thing on the third fold, the fourth till I reach the end. Just going to place the third fold on top the second fold stitch line and then sew it. So this is what yours should look like once you're done. At this point, I'll pick up my hook and then place it on top the base. Place it under the base gele like this, then stitch the edges. You want to make sure that you try making it look like you're trying to wrap a sandwich. Then just stitch the edges of the base gele and the hook together. So once you're done, tuck your base gele inside the hook and then stitch the edges this way. So guys, I'm done doing that. I'm just going to flip the hook over to the good side. So here we have it, guys. This is what yours should look like. I just did the same thing. So concerning the hook, guys, I did the same thing on the right hand side and also on the left hand side. So I'm still going to cut out my Aso'oke again and measure 25 inches as width. I want round infinity pleats. That's why I'm cutting out this Aso'oke. So for the length, I'll measure 24 inches and then just cut that out. So I'll be repeating the same process that I did on my base gele. I'm just going to fold the edges of this Aso'oke and then start making pleats. At this point, guys, I'm going to use my pressing iron to iron the pleats out. So I'll be doing this one by one till I reach the end. Moving on, guys, for the round infinity pleats I just made, I need a hook at the edge. So I'm going to fold my Aso'oke this way. Don't forget that it's folded. Fold it and also measure 5 inches as width and measure 10 inches as length. You can actually make yours longer just to be on the safer side. So this is it, guys. I'll place this hook right now at the edge of the pleats I just made, and I'm going to repeat the same process that I did on the base gele. I'm going to stitch this hook right now. I'll just be hand stitching it. I'm going to hand stitch the hook to the round infinity pleats that I made. So once you're done stitching, you want to make sure that you flip it over and then stitch the edges so that they don't look rough. This is an auto gele, guys, so you want to make sure that it's properly secured by stitching the pleats that you just made to your base gele. So I'm going to beautify this gele at this point, and all I'm doing is just raising the pleats that I've created a little bit and then using my pins to secure them this way. So guys, we are done with this step. So I want to cut out another Aso'oke for the fan gele. So I'm going to measure, for my width I'll measure 35 inches, and for the length I'll measure 22 inches, and then I'll just cut that out. After cutting it out, you want to make sure that you make your pleats. It's just the same process. I made about 4 pleats because my gele is kind of small, but you can actually make yours bigger. It all depends on how big or how small your gele is. So instead of picking my pleats from the middle again, I'll start picking from the edge of this gele, just so that I can make my fan. So I'll be picking it this way until I reach the other edge of the gele. So once you're done picking your pleat, knot the place that you made your last pleat. Just knot it right there. And then the places where you used pins, replace with your thread and needle. You have to make sure that you remove your pins and then tack every point where you used pin with your thread and needle. So guys, I'm going to hold the edges of this fan gele like this. Remember that we folded the last hook that we made, so I'm going to pick up the second hook and then place it at the edge of this fan gele like this and then start stitching. So I'm just going to stitch the fan gele and the hook together. So once you're done, flip your hook over and then stitch the edge. I'm going to pick up my fan right now and then place it on top the round infinity pleats that I made, and I'll be securing this with pins. And then for the excess that is left on the fan, I'm going to cut that part out. So at this point on the round infinity pleats, every place that I used pins on the gele, I'm just going to remove and then tack with thread and needle. You want to make sure that you use the same color of your Aso'oke, that you're using the same color of your gele. If you're using a blue gele, don't use a red thread. This will make it come out very beautiful. So you want to make sure that you use the same color of thread in doing this. So I'm just removing the pins that I used on the gele and then tacking with my thread and needle instead. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope that this tutorial has been helpful. If it has, please don't forget to subscribe and also like, share. Don't also forget to comment in the comment section, guys. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you've not turned on your notification buttons, please do that so that each time I post you get the notification and you'll be the first to know. I'm just going to place this on my head right now so that you guys can see how to do it on yourself. Thank you all for watching. See you all in my next video. Bye bye.